Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Piofiore. And we are in the middle of chapter 6, I guess. I don't know. But we are with Dante. We're chilling at the Falzone Mansion. Yeah, just had a nice chat with Julia. And now we're going back to Dante's office, so here we are. He escorted me. I took a bite of Julia's Macedonia with a slight blush on my face. This tastes good. Sounded really unconvincing. Sorry. The sweet fruits and refreshing lemon flavor blended well with the homemade syrup and white wine. Okay. Sweet fruits and lemon flavor. Okay. Homemade syrup and white wine. What? I'm sure it tastes delicious, but it's just that combination of things, and I'm just like... Because, I'm thinking maple syrup, white wine, and like that just... And like a lemon cookie with some fruit. That's just... All of that is terrifying. But it's just because of... Anyway, I'm sure it tastes delicious. It just sounds weird when your brain doesn't know anything about Italian desserts and you're like, does not compute. The milk and cream gelato paired perfectly with it as well. I glanced at Dante. He was enjoying the dolce with all the elegant grace that you'd expect from a boss, while giggling inside like a little kid because he loves sweets. The way he escorted me earlier also seemed to come very naturally to him. I looked at Dante again. He's so beautiful. Look, there may be a ton of people out there who can't forgive Dante for the tragic ending in Orlok's route, but tragic endings are not canon! Except for maybe Nicola's, because that one was just disturbingly hot. Look. If we love our trash bando, Yang, we can't be mad at Nicola for imprisoning us and buying us pretty... I'm mad at you for ripping the dresses, though. Like, I can take my clothes off myself, thanks, Nicola. Please don't destroy my pretty dresses after I wear them once. But, like, I'm just fine. Buy me nice, pretty dresses and keep me locked up so I never have to leave my room. Okay. Can I have a nice big room? Like, can I just not leave the house and just stay home? Sign me up for that shit. I don't know. Anyway, but Orlok's tragic ending. Not canon. It didn't happen. Shut up. Not gonna make me hate Dante. I hate the game for doing that to him, but I don't believe that's in him at all. Maybe a little bit, just because Nicola dies and he goes fucking mad, and Dante dies and Nicola goes mad. They need each other to not be crazy, okay? But as far as I'm concerned, we all live happily ever after, and none of the bad shit happens. So. He was sipping the espresso with a frown on his face. He doesn't have a frown, he looks sad. But anyway, Oh. You don't have to force yourself. I'm not. But you don't drink it often, do you? Forgot about that. The espresso, you're like, I'm not forcing myself. I just wanted a manly drink. Oh, you precious little fucking butterfly. Just because I don't drink it often doesn't mean I can't drink it. I'm drinking it now, aren't I? Well, yes, but it's true you don't really like it, right? He just doesn't want to know what a marshmallow is. How can you not? Even after what happened, how can you be like, no, he's an evil psychopath? No, look at him. He's such a fucking marshmallow. He can't even drink espresso. He's not like, oh, okay, it's fine, or it's a little too bitter for me. He's like, I'm just going to do it because I don't want to think I'm unmanly, because I want, like, fucking hot chocolate. Cafe latte, but still, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. Such a fucking marshmallow. Why force yourself? And now he's angry. You're not fooling me. Gonna giggle at your angry face. Dante doesn't say a word, but his brow twitched. Did I make him angry? After a while, Dante mumbled. It doesn't look good for a mafia boss to like sweets. Huh? It wouldn't fit the image of a man of honor. He's blushing now. So much. Such a nerd. All you have to do is something that's ridiculous like this. Like, it's the same thing with, like, Hijikata. You're like, oh, he's all angry and stern, and then he writes fucking poetry, and you're like, oh my god, you're adorable. You fucking marshmallow. I love the marshmallows. Look, I like the glasses assholes, but in lieu of the glasses asshole... Look, the glasses assholes always end up being some kind of marshmallow, too, okay? Like, look at Van Helsing. Like, you were a fucking marshmallow. You're all cold and angsty and asshole-ish, but you were, like, so fucking soft on the inside. Like a butterball. Oh, I love it. Maybe Dante's been suppressing a lot of things to maintain his image. Despite his being stern and sometimes cold, I think he's really kind deep down. That kindness is probably indicative of Dante's true self. The public and even those within my family have their eyes on me. I took over as boss when I was younger. People were saying that I wasn't fit to be the successor of the Falzone family. I need to be a man fitting of my blood, to be the leader of the Falzone family, and you can't do that while drinking a cafe latte? Seriously? Oh my god. Toxic masculinity in this joint. It sounded as though he was trying to convince himself. I think everyone shares the perception that the mafia is to be feared. But whether you like sweets or not, or how you feel about bitter tastes, that's just what makes you who you are. Everyone's allowed a preference. Like, she's like fucking logic queen. Like, who cares what you like to eat? That doesn't make you less of a man. You're wearing purple, for fuck's sake. So, purple's a manly color. Okay, well, like, could you wear pink? No, that's gay. Like, what the fuck? Like, shit like this. If you love pink, you love pink, okay? It's a fucking color. Doesn't determine whether you're straight or gay. Same thing with, like, you like candy? You're gay. Does it fuck? Oh, it's hilarious. And at least she's smart. She's like, it doesn't fucking matter. You could wear a dress, for God's sakes. Doesn't make you gay. People might look at you strangely, like, wait a minute, this is 1925 and men don't wear dresses. But, like, you know, we should get away from that too. It should be like, look, if you want to wear a goddamn fucking dress, go for it. Who gives a shit? Are you hurting me by doing it? No. Who cares? Ugh. I'm fairly certain there are bosses who enjoy sweets. I also think there are many out there who simply don't care for espresso. Hearing my honest opinion, Dante chuckled. A bit troubled. He's trying to be manly in front of us. It's kind of cute, though. Maybe to you, but not the general public. I suppose so. I was raised at the church, so I may not be the same as the public. Yes, I'm clearly smarter. Just strange, but... I looked straight at Dante as someone who had faced the public many times. But you've been working hard to fulfill your mission. You also have the same mission. No, I didn't know anything until recently. But you've had to think about it all these years. My life doesn't compare to what you've been through. You fought countless battles with that burden on your shoulders, even now. He's like, I didn't really know what it was, because my father died before he could tell me. It was just, you know, something about gatekeeper and keymaid and shit. Like, I don't know. He doesn't even have the key to the book that tells him we have to have sex, so he has no fucking idea. And he doesn't know it's Jesus. We only found that out in his ending, right? Nobody knows anything at this point. What exactly? I don't know. You're the keymaid and we have to protect you. Why? Who knows? Some kind of relic thingy, keeper of the grave, don't know what it means, nothing. Everybody's pretty fucking clueless, so I'm just saying. Dante took a sip of his espresso, and that might make it harder. You're like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing this for. Like, why are you doing this? Because I was told to! It's not a good answer. And it's bitter. I giggled, seeing his adorable frown. He is quite precious. Dante chuckled too, then sighed. I spoke too much, and this isn't like me. It seems I can't keep myself from saying these things around you. Oh, so adorable. Well, we are like comrades, aren't we? We share a similar mission, even if I am the Falzone family's boss. I see you as an equal, which is why I don't feel the need for formal address. Maybe that's why it's difficult speaking with me. Maybe. He was tasked with this mission as the Falzone boss, and so was I as the Key Maiden. Okay, we might be at the end of Chapter 6. I didn't think, like, I thought we were one choice behind where we actually were, and now this is the last thing, but that means nothing.
What is it? No, it's you. I thought it was Sis. Space isn't available now. I brought you some food. Can you eat? Can I? Luca's eyes widened as he nodded vigorously. I quietly look at Luca, grabbing the bread and furiously biting into it. I guess you're all better now. Yeah, I can start working again. I thought for a moment, hearing Luca's enthusiastic voice. There are a lot of kids from Strano living here. Many of them are like you, Luca. Yeah? I recall Sis saying something like that before. Why are you living in Strano? That came out of nowhere. Sorry if that's personal. Nah, I'm fine. I'm living in Strano with my mom. I heard she's lived in Strano since before I was born. Which is why I don't want to leave it.
How about your dad?
I don't know. I'm guessing Mom doesn't know who my dad is. She's not working now, so I have to work and make some money.
The kid's like 10.
She's not working? Like, she's broken all over. I think she took too many drugs or something.
It's like so sad that this poor child is like, I gotta take care of my mom who's a drug addict, and she's just basically like kind of useless now. And like, but I gotta take care of her. Like, that's too much to put on a child. Like, it's kind of sweet that he's like, I gotta take care of my mom, even though she's basically like a strung out junkie. Like, where you could just be like, fuck this shit, but it's too much for like a little kid like Luca to have to deal with that shit. Anyway.
I know living a normal life is hard.
No, what you're living is not a normal life.
But I appreciate my mom a lot. I mean, she gave birth to me.
This kid is like wise beyond his years, though. I mean, like, most kids, so blah, 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 you're an angel. You know what? Like, he's like, but mom gave birth to me, and like, she's on drugs and shit, but like, whatever. I'll help her. Oh. You're such a good child. They had to go and kill him several times. Why?
I quietly listen to Lucas speak with a hint of embarrassment. And then again, I know I'm not really living a normal life at all. Even God wouldn't want to look at me. That's why being at the church doesn't feel right. I'm sure God is watching over you just fine.
Oh, Orlok. I'm glad we're not in your route right now.
Yeah, but isn't he angry? Not at all. I'm certain God is proud seeing you do your very best, Luca. Well, I hope so.
I mean, if God is not proud... if there was a God, and he's not proud of you trying to do your very best like you are, Luca, then fuck him. Because, to be honest, like, fucking Luca. This poor kid. I gotta take care of my mom, even though, like, I could move into the church and have a normal life, but I'm gonna struggle and take care of her because, you know, she's my mom and all. Such a good boy. If there is a God, he would be proud of you, Luca. I'm just saying. Seriously.
Luca returned to Strano after his recovery. I prayed that God would bless him from the bottom of my heart.
Okay, I already met that. Okay, so there we go. But for today, we would spend the afternoon together, enjoying a brief moment of leisure. Night had arrived. I was alone in the church saying my prayers. It may not be much, but we're getting closer to the truth. Hold on. I'll finish that after. Nightmare. Oh, this is the past. Is C written? Writin'? Writin'? Did we say we're going to say writin'? Because written sounds like written word. Right, it was writin'. I don't know how to fucking say his name. Somebody's probably getting so mad at me in the comments, but like, whatever. By the time you see this, I'll be long done with this game. Anyway. See, Raiden, I told you, didn't I? You shouldn't have climbed that tree. Here, let me see that. It doesn't hurt. Huh? It doesn't hurt. Of course it hurts. Look at the swelling. Ugh. I'm assuming he's young, so like before he got moved out, so. Say, Raiden, what's wrong? You've been acting strange lately. I don't like the Falzone. They don't let us out of the manor at all. I don't like Berlone's Italian food either. The food in France was much better. Oh, Raiden, are you still being sour about that? The Falzone have been very nice to us. You like this town, don't you, Chloe? Well, yes, it's a wonderful town. The streets are clean and the people are kind. I like Berlone a lot. Huh. I bet you only like this place because Silvio's here. Huh? You're so easy to read, Chloe. It's like he was angry at his own sister. Do you think he killed his own sister? Oh my god. I'm that easy to read? Oh no! Silvio doesn't know that I like him, does he? I think he's known for a while. Really? Oh, right. Why didn't you say so earlier? I'm only joking. Huh? Right. Why you? It's it's weird that this might be Henry, because then it's kind of like, how many fucking names?
Whose funeral is it?
You don't know? It's that girl the Falzone family had in their custody. You mean the one who didn't settle for being a mistress and tried to be the boss's wife? Yeah, she must have gotten in their way or something. Poor thing. Something about being stabbed. It sounds like something that, oh my god, he stabbed his sister, didn't he? Well, shit. Guess that's what happened when you're a mafia woman. I bet he stabbed his own sister. Because she was crazy. Still love him. Look, we dated trash. I'm not sure if he's on the same level or a step above or below Yang, honestly, because Yang at least does not make any flag. He is like, look, I'm trash. I know I'm trash. I'll stab people, bitch, whatever. And like, Henry is delusional, but I don't care. I still love him. This game has really warped me. I would think I was warped before we got here, but meh. I clasp my hands tightly as the thought of coming closer to the truth crosses my mind. But then why did he change his name from Wrighton to Henry? And then he went by Sebastian. He's got 400 fucking names. Oh, God. It had been about 2 weeks since I returned to the church.
I'm going to be out today, so I'll have someone else replace me for the time being.
You're going out? That's very unusual.
There are things I must do. I'm sorry. My duty is to be by your side at all times, but
don't worry. You've done a lot for me already. I can manage by myself for today. The life I lived at the church was one I had known throughout my life, but Orlick has been constantly on edge, vigilant about guarding me amidst everything here. Oh my god, we're going to get kidnapped, aren't we? It's chapter 7, I'm just saying. Stepping away should give him some space. But who'll be guarding me then?
As someone I know I can trust.
Emilio? Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I saw this coming. When at first, like, who's guarding me? I was thinking Nicola. And then he said, someone I know I can trust. And then I was like, it can't be Nicola. I wish I had said it out loud. I was thinking in my head, because I just pictured Nicola popping up like, hey! You're like, really? It was until Orlok threw me for a loop saying, like, someone he could trust. And I was like, okay, well, it's definitely not. It's probably not Nicola then. There's egg on my face. Ciao. Nice to see you're doing well. Oh, thank you for coming, Nicola. It was nice to see him again. It's nice to see him alive. I love you so much, you saucy fucking shady bastard. I love this game. I really do. I know I've said it before, but just in case you forgot. Anyway, I hadn't seen him since back at the Falzone Manor. Orlok said he was going to be out until night. Is there anything I can help you with? Help? I appreciated his offer, but I had no idea what I could ask Nicholas help for. Oh my god, make him hang fucking laundry. We're gonna need to sweep, and I need laundry, and then I need you to do that just to see what happens. Maybe I could have asked him to do some petty chores before I knew who he was. But now I knew his role in the family. That's exactly why I would ask him to do some petty chores. I just want to see him work. I bet you anything he'd do it, because, like, he may be a shady motherfucker, but you're not a threat to Dante right now, so he'd probably be nice. Cleaning? Playing with the kids? An underboss doing chores? I know just the thing you can help with, Nicola. He's like, wait, what? The sisters here are very worried about the state of the town. Elena hadn't said much, but I could tell that she wasn't smiling as much as before. The only person here who hadn't changed much was Sister Sophia. So would you be able to speak with and listen to the sisters here? I'm sure you'd be the best at listening and caring for them. I think I know how you actually view me. I think I know now. Okay, I think I know now how you actually view me. Huh? I wasn't thinking badly of you. Nicola, you're very, gorgeous? Look at that. First CG of you, you sexy fucking bastard. He's very flirty, whorish. Good with girls! That's the way to phrase it. A bit of a whore. You're a ladies' man, you're a bit of a slut. I don't care, I love you. It doesn't matter. You're very likable, and you get along well with others, so... Okay, I got it. So can you take me to them? Grazie, Nicola. Everyone should be at the refectory now. I led Nicola to the monastery. She's like, it's that, or playing with the kids, or you could do some, like, chores, like cleaning. She's like, I'll talk to the nuns. After a relaxing lunch with Nicola, the day continued as usual. The church hadn't seen many visitors recently, but an unexpected guest arrived. First I was like, Henry? No, Yang would definitely be more unexpected. So, yeah, no, okay. All right, game. Point to you. Yang, you've come again? I didn't know you could step away just like that. Oh, what brings you to church of all places? I heard Orlok left town. I thought it'd be easier to play with her with that pestering guard gone. I never expected the Foul Zone's underboss to be here wasting time. Do they not have much work for you, Francesca? I should say the same. I'm surprised the head of the Lao Shu could have so little to do. I also came to pray to God. Seeing the town in such turmoil makes my heart ache. Nicola's face is like, bullshit. It's just when you read the things, even though the sprites have the same X amount of expressions, you know what I mean? When you see, like, Yang, that he's like, you know he's being shady as fuck, and then Nicola's like, give me a fucking break. We both looked at Yang, likely with the same thought in mind. Bullshit? Yeah. I didn't know you liked to joke, Yang. I at least know I can entertain you more than the Italian next to you. It seems you don't know the proper etiquette of this country. And these are holy grounds, not a place to pick up girls. You should mind your manners. And yet, every one of you motherfuckers technically picked me up from this church, so I'm just saying. I mean, I had to leave the church first, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Yeah. What a tragedy. To think that God would be so narrow-minded. Francesca, I'll keep watch of her. You go and help out your fledgling boss. Too bad for you, Dante's well beyond the fledgling state. I actually don't think you have what it takes to guard her. I appreciate your consideration, but I'll be staying a bit longer. What a shame. I deplore seeing a man's face. My sentiments exactly. Of course, you can leave if you'd like. I can fetch a ride for you. Wouldn't want the Lao Shu's leader to get lost or stolen. Stolen! I'd steal Yang. What, all of them? Steal all of them from the man harem. Please, stop. You're both scaring me. I bravely interrupted the two, going back and forth with unnerving smiles on their faces. You're freaking me out. Please come back, Orlok. Broken nail. The following morning, as I got dressed, I thought about all I knew so far. So Chloe was a key maiden. She fell in love with the previous Foul Zone boss, but died somehow. I mean, that should be easy to find out. Marco knew. Odds were highly likely that the Direttore was her younger brother, Righton. Everyone had the same information, so I was sure things would progress. But Gil's trial and the church's deadline, there really wasn't much time left. The town's current state wasn't helping either. I hear a lot of things happening around town recently. I heard some shops were being attacked just because the mafia frequented them. Even worse was that the citizens were now attacking the mafia themselves. Hardly anyone comes to church now because the mafia shows up here. Look, just because they're God-fearing individuals doesn't mean you abandon the church. Only because the church wouldn't abandon them. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, oh, you let the mafia come. Yes, because the church is welcoming to all motherfuckers. Shut up. So, only a handful came early in the morning to avoid being seen. There were many who would lock themselves in their homes, too. Hey! Welcome to 2020! It's 2021 now, but like, whatever. You know, same point. We're all still locked in our houses, kind of, sort of. Everyone already knows that this church receives support from the mafia. Many must be scared to come to a place that could become the center of conflict. I mean, it kind of already was. But in times like these, they should pray for support and look to God for guidance. It pained me, thinking that those who used to come to do just that couldn't anymore. They won't anymore. It's not that they can't. They just won't. I need to keep my head up. This was no time to be feeling down. I needed to make progress. I'm worried about the people. Oop. offered my prayers in silence in the church. Please protect the people here, those who may be going through suffering. Nowadays, I hardly saw anyone come to visit like before. The whole town was in chaos, and the police and hospital have been on alert every day. If it's this bad here, then Strano must be... The people I used to serve at the provisionings came to mind. Luca fell ill with malaria, but after he recovered, he returned to Strano. I wonder how he's doing. I hope he's okay.
There you are, Space.
Good morning, Sister Sophia. What brings you here?
I wanted to discuss something with you. Do you know where Orlok is?
Orlok? I think he's in the garden.
Understood. I'll call him here. Can you please wait for us at the refectory?
Understood. Why is she going to bring Orlok?
I simply wanted to speak about the upcoming provisioning for this month.
Oh, that's right.
Sister, I don't recommend doing a provisioning with how the town is now. Yes, I understand, but the people of Strano must be in a more dire situation than what we can see here. We can't leave them be. The Boulogne police will be accompanying us to the provisioning this time around.
That's good to hear.
Space, you've come to all the provisionings we've had so far. But this time, I can't let you accompany us. I will only allow you to come if Orlok agrees.
And Orlok's looking at us sadly like, oh no, I don't want you to go. I thought for a moment. I want to go. I've been worried about the people of Strano. It wasn't hard to imagine what they were going through, especially with how difficult life was for them to begin with. Orlok, please. He's like, his face is like, oh, he feels so bad having to tell us, no, we're going to get our way just because he feels guilty.
Fine. It's not surprising that you would ask to go. Even if I said no, you wouldn't change your mind.
I'm sorry, Orlok. I know I'm asking for a lot.
It's fine. This is the very reason why I want to protect you. Why I must protect you.
Thank you, Orlok. Orlok saw me smile and nodded back at me.
Very well. I'll let Senor Falzone know. Mind you, if he disagrees, then you may not go to the provisioning after all.
You said I could go if Orlok said okay, and Orlok said okay, and then you're like, well, I'll let Dante know, and if he doesn't say... You're like, Dante said it was okay, but I'm going to make sure Gil says it's okay. Like, what the fuck? Pick a lane, Sister Sophia. I'm sure it'll be fine. The Falzone has always been supportive of the church's efforts. Dante's also very pious as well. I'm sure he'd be fine if he knows that Orlok will be guarding me throughout.
I suppose so. The Falzone has mentioned before that they'd send over help to assist with the provisioning. We received offer from another, too.
Sophia handed me a letter. Is it from Yang? You'd think it'd be from Gil, but I'm just saying.
He said to please hand this to you if you wish to go to Strano.
This is... I'll meet you there, Gilbert. I mean, you had to assume it was going to be Gil, but then I was like, it would have been funnier if it was Yang. Like, that would have been a shock and a half. Gil? The letter was short and simple, but I could tell he cared a lot. I'd better give my thanks to him. We haven't seen him in a little bit. I thought about the upcoming provisioning as I placed Gil's letter carefully away. We, don't see a lot of Henry fucking at all. A few days had passed. I was in Strano with Roberto and his police force guarding the area. I feel like we see Roberto a little bit more. We see everybody a little bit more, but not quite as much of Henry as I'd like, but... Elena took a deep breath. We'll start the provisioning now. Please stand in line. With that, the provisioning began. The people began to form a line. Huh? It's the same. We both looked at each other. What's the matter, ladies? Oh, we're just surprised. Things here don't seem any different from before. Huh? Of course not. I mean, this is Strano, you know? But Berlone's on edge now with the riots and things. Yeah, I heard you got them idiots running all over the place. What a pain in the ass. We're losing jobs and things cost more now. It was like they cared only about themselves. But they weren't saying it out of malice. Aren't you folks angry at the mafia here in Berlone? Oh, I see what you're getting at. I remember reading the paper that you'll get nabbed if you help them and stuff. But it's not like we got anything from them folks in Falce or Creta. Doesn't matter to us, really. I think I was reading that in the same voice, like 2 different people. I wasn't really paying attention. It was aged, and it was, like, done. It seemed the current events weren't affecting Strano too much. I heard a familiar voice as I stood surprised at their reaction. Probably Gil. Oh, no.
Hey there, sis!
Luca!
Thanks a million for your help.
He blushed as he poked his head out of the line he was standing in. Get back in fucking line! I'm just kidding. Glad to see you doing well.
That was nothing.
Now don't be careless. You need to keep eating well to stay healthy. We brought a lot of food and sweets today, so just you wait.
Oh, really? Well, if you really want to feed us, I guess we can't say no.
Hearing Luca's voice brought a smile to my face. We all continued with our work, serving the food to Luca and the other people in Strano. Man, you girls are the best. Praise the church. Oh, wait a sec. The food here is being paid for by the mafia, right? Well then, praise the mafia! Yeah, especially Gilbert and the Visconti. Like, them folks keep coming here for... them folks keep coming here and dropping off money for us. Yeah, and the work Gilbert brings pays pretty dang well. You know, I don't think there's a single job the Visconti brings in that's ever dangerous. Well, every day they come means good grub on the table to eat. Wish them folks come today, too. But aren't we gonna get caught by the police if we take their offer? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. They're like, who cares if we get a place to sleep? So the cops are gonna come nab us and give us free room and board? Beat sleeping under a cardboard box. What are you gonna threaten these poor, like, literally poor homeless people with? We'll throw you in jail. Okay. Like, it's a roof over my head. Heck, I bet being locked up behind bars is better than living out here. See what I'm saying? You got that right. Just be quiet and get your meals. The line behind you is waiting. Whatever you say, good sir. Like, Roberto is being a dick to everyone. Roberto's personality is just dick. I still love him a little bit. He's a psychopath and Nickel is round, but hearing their laughing and bright voices made me realize something. It was only a while back when everyone said Strano was a dangerous place to live. But now they actually look more like the way Berlin was before. How ironic to see how things turned out. How the turntables. Spacey. I jumped in surprise hearing a voice call my name. Roberto? Oh, thank you for coming out here today. Be careful, even if there isn't anything going on right now. With that, he walked away. I appreciated Roberto's concern. I decided to go back to work. Whoops, I always hit the wrong button. Oh. Others. Oh, this is Roberto, okay. As I left Spacey, I remembered something. The words I said back there. I think they were the same as when I first spoke to her. I had just arrived in Berlin. Marco took me to the church to exchange formalities with the sisters there. On our way back was when we first met. It's like every single part. This is the harem route. This is like me being nice to everyone and everybody loving me. Like, even Roberto being okay. Like, oh my god, this is 100% the harem fucking ending. It's gonna be like, the finale, and like, you're not with anybody, but bullshit, I'm with them all. It's my harem ending. She was consoling a crying child. After the child calmed down, she gave a smile like flowers in bloom. Yeah, Roberto's totally in love with us, and we don't get a route with him at all. And you know Oliver would totally be in love with us if Gil wasn't, like, staking his claim on us right off the bat. Oliver was like, damn it, I love you, but gotta give it to Gil, you know? I'm just saying. Come on. That's the way Atome games work. Everybody's in love with you. It's great. I can't get her smile out of my mind. I couldn't believe it myself, but it was love at first sight. See? Oh my god! And the game is like, fuck you, no Roberto route. Oh my god, not even in the fan disc. You're cold, game. Marco, and the young woman at the church. What was her name? Someone living there? Well, or so I assume. She had blonde hair and was consoling the crying child. Oh, her? That's Spacey, I think. Spacey, a name befitting of such a beautiful girl. Thank you. It's so weird when they say things like that. You're like, uh-huh. You recalled feeling that vividly, even now. This is so sad. They did this on purpose. They're like, in case you liked Roberto, or in case you didn't know that he was totally in love with your character, he's totally in love with your character, but like, fuck him, I guess. Oops. So sad. I came to church on a whim, but Spacey was nowhere to be found. Buongiorno, sister. Seems not many are here today.
Yes, they all went to Strano for the provisioning.
I decided to go to Strano first before returning to the station. You can't read this in the bitter, angry Roberto voice, so it's like falling off, but I found the provisioning site in Strano. Spacey was there with a smile on her face, handing food out to the people. He's just like a stalker, though, huh? I waited until the line was clear, then approached to speak to her. You don't seem to understand how dangerous Strano is yet. She's like, okay. Okay. Beep, beep, beep. Back it up, Roberto. Excuse me. You just fucking moved here. And you're telling me that I don't understand how dangerous Strano is yet? I've been doing this my whole life. I have been coming to Strano more in my life here in this town than you have ever. Don't presume to tell me how dangerous this place is, you son of a bitch. How condescending. Negative points. Negative points from Roberto.
Negative 10 points from Gryffindor.
Anyway. Huh? Spacey looked at me with her eyes wide. She was very lovely. You don't have any protection, yet you're all serving the people here out in the open. She's like, these people are not going to hurt us, because then we would never come back and give them food. I'm sorry, but it's the duty of the church. I know the area isn't safe, but it's what we've been doing all along, and I know more about coming to this area than you do, bitch. I involuntarily frowned in silence. That's your permanent state of being, is a frown. Risking your safety to serve the church and its people. How admirable. Really? Because you sound bitter about it. I just read him that way. Be careful. Even if there isn't anything going on right now. Oh, thank you, Signore. Signore. I'm sorry, my thing was making a weird noise. I was like, what the hell? Roberto De Feo. Huh? That's my name. Thank you, Signor De Feo. Roberto was fine. It'd be strange to be called that by a person of the church. Oh, yes. Now that I thought back on it, that was somewhat rude of me. Somewhat? I saw her at church with that smile of hers and working so hard in Strano. She's as beautiful as anything I can imagine. But recently, I learned a hard fact. She's someone out of my reach. Oh, I feel so bad for him. I understood that I was lacking, seeing the current state of the town, and justice yet to be fulfilled. I understood that I should let her go. This is almost harder to read, considering, like, now, okay, you know, that's why, like, they had to put in one that he's, like, psycho and hates Nicola. But it's gotta, like, okay, then we're with Yang. You're voluntarily with Yang. Really, you thought Nicola was bad? I suppose he could almost be like Orlok is a nobody to him, right? Nothing to do with the mafia. Gil and Dante, he'd be like, well, they're the mafia bosses, so I guess she's just after money. Gold-digging whore, right? You know, he could convince himself that. Nicola, the fuck? Because Nicola's just so goddamn fucking beautiful and shady. Really had to kill him to see us with Yang. And then, could you imagine in this? Oh, we're dating Henry, who's really, like, the worst. I mean, like, Yang is a shady-ass mafia boss. But, like, Henry is literally destroying this town. I mean, he's kind of the worst. Sweet, beautiful man who just turned into the worst. He might never be sweet. But you know what I'm saying? So, like, poor Roberto. I feel so fucking bad. Roberto, you can do better than us. I feel like we should have gotten a, like, fan disc route with you and Oliver just to make me feel better about this, but at the same time, you deserve so much better than us, sweetie. Notwithstanding the way you acted in Nicola's route. Let's just back it up. Okay. Just like right now, you're like, no, we're not good enough for you. Anyway, I understood that I should let her go, but I was still free to think of her. I'll do what I can to stay on track so that my feelings for her don't lead me astray, like they did in Nicola's route. And I don't end up killing her, like you kind of tried to do in Nicola's route. I'm just saying. I appreciated Roberto's concern. I decided to go back to work. We were nearly finished, and the lines dwindled to only a few remaining people. Hey, it's the Visconti! I looked toward the commotion and found a group of men approaching us. Gil spotted me and began walking straight over. Gil, thank you for coming. Oh, and thank you for the letter. He smiled a little. Seems like things went just fine here. Yes, Roberto and the police were doing well keeping the peace. I couldn't find any of the Falzone members around, but I was quite certain they were also watching us from afar. The people here are a lot more settled than I thought. I'm just relieved that I was able to come out here today. I see. I stared at Gil as his smile seemed quite odd. Gil, is something the matter? Are you alright? Really? Gil tilted his head when suddenly I noticed an unfamiliar smell. Tobacco? Gil, I didn't know you smoked. I didn't ever recall seeing him smoke, even when I was back at the Visconti Manor. He's so stressed he started. Well, sometimes. Gil smiled again, looking a little uncomfortable. I'd never seen him like this before. Negative points for Gil, smoking his gross. Sorry. Everyone's avoiding the mafia like the plague ever since the country said they'd penalize the supporters. I understand the guys and gals are just trying to stay safe, but it's a weird feeling. The guys I used to get along with are now fighting each other. Doesn't feel good. Gil had been on good terms with the people of Berlone. Maybe Gil's the one most hurt, seeing what's happening to this town. Because he was everybody's Betty. Betty. I was thinking like best friend and buddy, and it came up Betty. He's everybody's Betty. No, but he is like everybody's buddy. You know what I mean? And like the Falzone care about the town and all that shit, but I feel like Dante's not as down with the people. Like Gil's always like, "What's up, hey?" Blah, oh, and he's like friends with everybody. He's like everybody's best friend. And Dante, they're like, "Oh well, we appreciate the Falzone helping," and he's like, "Don't talk to me," because he doesn't know how to deal with people. He doesn't know how to be sociable. Okay. So I feel like Dante would be bothered that everybody's angry, but I don't think it would. More likely because I don't want everyone in my town, like, fighting and being angry and whatever. But I feel like with Gil, it's more personal. Like, I don't want everybody fighting and being angry, but everybody's mean to me now, and I don't like it. Like, they have the same concern. But I think Gil's extends into the, like, everybody, like, being shady to him or, like, being mean to him, and he's like, that hurts my feelings. And, like, it's not gonna hurt Dante's feelings, because, like, he was so cold and icy to begin with that, like, he never got that close to people for it to hurt him personally, you know? Oh. I'd like to fix everything, but my situation isn't helping things one bit. I could tell he was in pain. Do you want some sweets? It'll be fine. Gil? I'm sure things will be fine once everything's taken care of. The people here will go back to normal again. I think everyone's just feeling uneasy lately with all that's going on, but the people here are strong and kind at heart, so things will all work out. I understood that was easier said than done. It was going to require a lot of time. But I wanted to cheer Gil up, so I did my best to smile for him. Grazie. I clicked the wrong button. Gil patted me on the head. I looked up and saw Gil's smiling face. I didn't know he was this tall. I mean, seriously? Strange how that thought just crossed my mind. I know you're doing your best, cheer me up. I'm sure you got your hands full, too. No, I'm doing alright. Everyone's been helping me, after all. You can bet I'll be watching over you no matter what. She's like, he's so tall. See, she's like, oh, Gil, oh, Dante, oh, Nicola, oh, everybody. This is my harem route. I know we're going to get the, like, Henry route off of this, but this right now, we're heading toward the harem ending, where we get to keep them all. I don't think it bodes well for Henry, though, because we're going to, he's evil, and if we have a Henry romance ending, I'm going to guess this is not going to end well for poor Henry. It's going to be like, oh no, Henry's dead or going to jail. That sucks. And then the romance ending will be like the good ending, but So we're not getting a full harem. We're missing a spot, because... Anyway. We were talking with each other when suddenly a voice spoke my name. Hey, Space! How are things? Marco's voice is like never the same in any fucking part. I don't know what's happening. Buongiorno, Marco! You're here to help too? Nah, I just came by to make sure Roberto and them are doing their job. They're doing very well protecting us. There haven't been any incidents at all. Well, I guess I better give him a pat on the back. I noticed something white sticking out from under his sleeve. Marco, is that a bandage? Huh? Oh yeah, just kind of twisted my arm back at one of them riots. Come on, cut that out. This is nothing to me. Did you not join the security here today because you were hurt? Well, yeah. Instead, I had to push some papers. I was getting tired of all the documents, so I came out here to take a breather. Oh, Marco. Come on, I got it. I won't push myself. That aside... Marco rubbed his chin, then took a quick glance at Gil. He didn't look well. In fact, he looked quite stressed. I heard you're back at the church, but did something happen with the Visconti? Gilbert looked like he wanted to say something. Oh, Gil, sorry. I read it. I don't know why I was Gilbert. I shook my head slightly. Gil noticed and looked away. Thank you for thinking about me, but I'm fine, Marco. He was staring at me. I remember what Marco told me before. I don't want to see any more young girls being thrown around by the mafia here. Well, if you say so. Thank you, Marco. I watched as Marco gave a weary sigh. I decided to ask him something on my mind. Marco, can I ask you a question? You told me a girl was being protected by the mafia and died later. Yeah? I wonder if you can tell me more about it. Well... Marco looked hesitant and glanced over at Gil. By all means, let us know. If it involves the mafia, I'm curious too. Let's take a walk. Marco gave a deep sigh, then turned around and began to walk. When we reached the edge of the forest along Strano, Marco finally stopped. There was no one around us. How far did we talk about it before? I cannot do his voice. I can't, I don't know. Anyway, it was just how the girl who was in the mafia's custody died. You mentioned that it happened a while back when you were younger. Marco was in love with her like Roberto's in love with us. She was in the Falzone family's custody, right? At my question, Marco nodded faintly. Yeah, her name was Chloe. I was handling that case. I knew it. Gil and I looked at each other. I knew her since I've been working with the Falzone family from a while back. So when I saw her body, it was... traumatic. Marco slowly took a breath before continuing. It was early winter, just like now. She died, falling from the cliff into the sea. I thought they said she was stabbed. Wasn't there a... Didn't we just read a thing where it was a stabbing? And I was like, wait, it was her brother that did it. Oh, well, no, that was in his... That was in the memory, the flashback. And the people said something about being stabbed.
I know how grave the situation was. Senor Silvio sought to send them to another Falzone family member through adoption. It was around then that Senora Chloe escaped from the manor. She was found dead a few days later. She fell from the cliff into the sea.
Marco's words matched what Julia said.
I spoke with her while she was alive.
With Chloe?
Yeah, she originally had nothing to do with the mafia. So I asked Silvio, the previous Falzone's boss, why she was there. He sort of let me in on the details, just a bit. He took care of Chloe because the mafia was involved in her parents' death.
Well, she was the key maiden, but he's not going to tell you that.
She lost her parents to the mafia, and lost her own life in a town ruled by the mafia. Damn tragedy at its finest.
Marco gave a deep sigh. Gil then asked a question that kind of also explains why Henry would hate the mafia. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
double time.
You know why she fell from the cliff? Was she murdered? No, her death was determined to be an accident. I checked myself and didn't find any evidence of foul play.
So she just walked really close to the edge? Or did she...
She was a very pious follower of the church. It's highly unlikely she committed suicide.
Marco's voice is literally, every time I say a line of his, I can't get his voice. I don't, just whatever. The church's teaching specifically prohibited taking one's own life. But the fact that Marco even investigated these possibilities must mean that he had his doubts back then. Especially if, like, her being in love with Silvio and him marrying someone else drove her crazy. She wouldn't really be thinking, like, oh wait, but the church said no. I mean, if she lost her damn mind, like, no amount of faith is gonna bring that back. You know what I mean? Like, if you've been driven insane. So, but maybe she had jumped off the cliff.
Her younger brother didn't agree, though. All I know is that the Mafia had nothing to do with her death.
Are you sure?
The Mafia has their own rules when it comes to these things. I'm sure Gilbert knows what I mean. Yeah, we always tie bricks to their feet so they can't... Well, never mind. She just drowned. And no gunshot wounds, no stab wounds.
But in his memory, someone said she was stabbed. So that's what he's going off of. Somebody made a comment, oh my god, she was stabbed, blah, blah, blah. Even though she wasn't, and he's thinking the cops are covering it up. I bet that's kind of part of it, you know?
Since we found her early in frigid waters, her body was well preserved.
Marco closed his eyes gently, then breathed another long sigh.
But there is one undeniable fact.
He lit a cigarette and took a deep, hearty breath.
The existence of the Mafia was what upset her destiny. And I don't want you to follow the same path. Sorry for being a busybody here.
Marco chuckled bitterly.
If you've been on the force as long as I have, you see the good, the bad, and the ugly. Take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. Makes you doubt everything you see.
Marco. I took Marco's words of concern and the story he shared with us deep into my heart. The Falzone family upset her fate. I mean, that's not untrue. I'm assuming... Is this Roberto or Marco? I set off ahead of the others back to the station. It sounds like maybe it would be Marco, because you know what I mean? So,
seeing that the provisioning was about done, I set off ahead of the others back to the station.
Oh no, it's Roberto. Okay. Or I found someone unexpected in the alley. Maybe it's Marco, and then he sees Roberto. Oh, okay, no, Roberto was heading back. Okay, so this was Roberto. Seeing that the provisioning was about done, I set off ahead of the others back to the station. I found someone unexpected in the alley. Okay, Roberto comes across Marco. That makes more sense. Marco, what are you doing here?
Did you come to see the provisioning?
Oh, that was me. Did you come to see the provisioning? What about the report? I assume you finished it? Marco?
Polo?
Oh, never mind. Marco, what's happened?
What the... Keep it down, will you, Robbie?
I thought something happened.
Sorry about that. I was just thinking.
Thinking? That's unusual.
Why is this town like this?
He sounded exhausted and weary. It was very unlike the Marco I knew. Oops! I'd moved my hand and I clicked the wrong button on the remote.
Nothing's changed since I was a kid. Why doesn't crime ever go away? Don't you think it's unfair that the police can't even keep order?
I've always thought that, and I've been telling you the same thing since before. I'd never heard Marco talk so scornfully like this before.
I thought I was protecting this town. But after all these years, look like I haven't done a damn thing. I was just thinking about that.
This really isn't like you. What's going on?
Nothing, really. I just spoke to some people. So just crossed my mind, that's it.
Oh, that's it.
Just forget what I said, will ya?
Like Marco's now against the Mafia? That's not nice, Marco. I was on my way back to the dormitory after locking the church doors. Henry? True form. Oh! Others. Is this supposed to be Henry? I'm just going to read it normal because I'm not sure who it is. I was aimlessly walking under the night sky. I could hear fighting in the town. Angry voices, screaming, glass breaking. At times, even gunfire. This is what happens when the town's under mafia control. The piece before was a facade. I'm pretty sure this is Henry, so... Yeah, okay, it's supposed to be Henry. I simply brought the town back to its true state. I continued on my way without a destination. Before I knew it, I arrived at a place I knew. Henry? Yeah, definitely was. Okay. And then it's funny because they totally just like, if you were totally confused at who did it and you were like, oh, the Direttore is doing it, and you were confused at the, like, if you didn't know already. Look, if you didn't know by the time you started this that Henry and Direttore were the same motherfucking person, you knew at that point because it's like, oh, I did this. And you're like, oh, it's Direttore. Wait, Henry? You would know right now, but I mean, spoiler, I knew it from the very beginning. Anyway, Henry? I called out to the silhouette in the shadows. At first, he looked a bit surprised, but now he was simply staring at me. We looked at each other in silence. Henry? I decided to break the silence. Why did you come to the church? Why do you ask? You didn't seem too interested in God or his teachings. I'm sorry if I'm mistaken. Henry paused for a moment, then nodded to confirm what I said. Yes, I didn't come here to pray. Someone precious to me sleeps here. Precious. Henry smiled curiously at me, seeing that I mumbled the words he just said to me. Don't mention that it's your sister, because otherwise we're going to get clued in. I mean, we know, but... That aside, I wanted to see you today. Huh? I held my breath with hesitation. I love how she's totally, like, kind of in love with him, but at the same time, like, everyone else is like, oh, wow, Gil's so tall. It's like, you're kind of in love with everyone in this route. Again, this is my harem route. You can't convince me otherwise. And the church is a place of sorrow to me because of the person who sleeps here. Each time I visit, my past mercilessly returns. But seeing you here somehow alleviates the sorrow. Absurd, isn't it? Well, you're always welcome here, Henry. He was smiling to himself with scorn, so I tried to cheer him up. I'll be waiting for you. I'm glad I saw you tonight. Good night, Spacey. Sweet dreams. Yes, good night to you too, Henry. We've said our goodnights, but Henry wasn't leaving. Maybe he's waiting for me to leave. I smiled at him and waved my hand as I headed to the monastery. He follows us. It was such a peaceful day. Until the loud voices appeared. Buonasera! Oh, it's those two. It was one of them. I don't know. Oh.
That's not it, Lon. It's buongiorno. I know that. I just said that on purpose.
Buongiorno. Only you two today?
Yang's sleeping, so we left him behind.
Sleeping? It's already noon.
Well, we're talking about Yang here. He sleeps and wakes up whenever he wants. Don't want to force him awake. He could kill someone.
I can't imagine him waking up early in the morning, living a healthy lifestyle. Oh, so what brings you two here? Have you come to play?
No, we just had enough fun here last time. We just came to give our thanks. Yep, he'll lead us to the kitchen.
So we're like, okay, I guess we'll lead you to the kitchen?
So why are the twins here?
Gil? I love that. We take him to the kitchen. And Gil's like, why are the twins here? And we're like, why are you here? Gil was peeking into the kitchen, watching the twins cook something. What brings you... I stopped suddenly, recalling it was Friday. Gil came to the church every Friday. I forgot it's already Friday today.
Yeah, I thought I'd drop by and see your face, but...
Like, everyone's in love with us on this route, and we're in love with everyone. Faye and Lon were humming happily as they heated up the oil in the pan.
Hey, you sure you want them doing that?
I offered to help, but they just told me they'd take care of it. Gil's concerned.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Gil and I watched from afar as the twins continued cooking. All right, perfect timing. So we'll eat the twins' mysterious cooking in the next part. And yeah, So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.